Hey, what's up, guys? Dominic DeAngelo of Brass Ring Media. It is the Daily Wrestling Hotline for Thursday, May 29th, 2025. Did not do a hotline yesterday, so I owe you all a weekend hotline. I'll do either Saturday or Sunday, but look forward to that. But right now, kind of wanted to talk about women's wrestling and the state of it in AEW. Couple things kind of charged up this topic in my head, and I was really contemplating at this moment in time if it's like, what do I want to talk about? Am I sure I want to talk about this right now? Because I was like, let me just see if there's anything else that really intrigues me. But no, I think this is what I'm gonna roll with. And so I watched Dynamite, the follow up and all the fallout from Double or Nothing here, and got to see some aspects that I overall liked when it came to particularly the Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné exchange. I said this on Rumor and Innuendo, the show I do with Robert Karpolis on ad-free shows. You can catch that every Monday through Friday, by the way, at noon on X and on my X account, on Robert Karpolis's X account, which is at WD Creative _ ish. And then yeah, we're also on some YouTube stuff. But anywho, talking about we talked about this segment today, and I thought the exchange elevated Mercedes Moné, uh, and it's a great credit to Tony Storm. Um, Mercedes Moné is not known for her promo ability. I think she does okay, but obviously she's greatly known for ring work, and for good reason. Like, she's literally one of the best women's wrestlers in the ring, that we've ever seen. Um, but her exchange with Tony Storm on Wednesday, and it closing out the show at the same time, Tony Storm put her over big time. And Tony Storm is the hot hand when it comes to women's wrestling today. Like, and that's in either company. I mean, you could certainly make an argument for Rhea Ripley, like being the big women's star, but Tony Storm is right up there. She's top three in either company, I would say. So, but Mercedes Moné has kind of been under the radar, for lack of a better phrase to say. I mean, yeah, we've seen her with the TBS championship for well over a year and things like that. But I mean, you get somebody like Mercedes Moné, shouldn't she be in the women's world title picture? It took this long for her to get in the mix of that all. And I don't think that did her any favors or AEW any favors. Um, we did have that fascinating feud between Tony Storm and Mariah May, but nonetheless, you have to make room for Mercedes Moné when you have her on your roster and you're paying her that much money, and she's supposed to be a big star. Why wouldn't she be in your primary women's world title picture? So this is high time this has happened. Well, I thought that exchange was really good, and I think closing out the show was really good for it. And then we had like the no DQ match with Anna Jay and Harley Cameron going up against Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. The finish was not good whatsoever. The Doomsday device was completely botched on that. Harley Cameron did get a bloody nose, and Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford go over. And then on top of it too, we saw the debut of Thecula. Is that her name? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know I am. Hold on, let's see if I can find. I want to do her justice here. Make sure I say it in the right manner. It is. Well, she attacked Jamie Hayter, obviously, but Thecla. I'm going with Thecla. So we get to see her, and I was like, wow, this. I don't know anything about her. Literally know nothing about her. But Excalibur mentioned she was in Stardom, so I was like, okay. She's got a good look and she's got a good presence. And then I think about it, made me think about a topic I really wanted to focus on last week for the hotline. And it was the announcement that Willow Nightingale confirmed that she signed a multi-year deal with AEW. So this made me give some thought. And I think, and I said this about AEW months and months ago, I was like, when the tag divisions for both federations were like kind of out of whack, I was like, this is AEW's time to strike and establish itself as the wrestling company for tag team wrestling. And, because I was thinking like FTR, Young Bucks, Top Flight, um, maybe the Acclaim were still around at that point. The Gun Club, my gosh, what has happened to the Gun Club? And then, so on and so forth. I was like, embrace your tag division, make it feel like something really, really special, and do something like that. Well, AEW never really did that, and it's just kind of all these tag team divisions are. I mean, I'll take that back because I think AEW is doing a good job with the Hurt Syndicate. So I think that is certainly, they in that regard they took a step in the right direction by having Shelton and Bobby Lashley be your big tag team proponents here. But I like they're not known. It's not known like, hey, AEW is where I go for tag team wrestling. Obviously WWE's has such a huge women's roster. They're doing Evolution, uh, and you have really, really named stars in this. Well, if I were AEW, I would do the most you can to position your women's talent and make them feel super duper special. You have a somebody like that has this organic babyface nature and almost like a Mick Foley quality in Willow Nightingale. I think she is such a great baby face that they need to fully embrace and make such a star out of because she really can be. And what you see is what you get with Willow too, which is really, really cool. Like I've interacted with her a couple times. Once at an MLW show behind the scenes, and we chatted it up for a good amount. And then at WrestleMania weekend, GCW, Sabu's last match, she was in the crowd, and I got to chat with her for a little bit. And it's Willow Nightingale is Willow Nightingale, and that's what's great. AEW really needs to embrace her and make her something super duper. And it's right there for the taking. Like merchandise, anything. You just make her a name. And you have a name in Tony Storm. You have a name in Mercedes Moné. You had a name in Thunder Rosa, who you should really bring back and make really, really prominent. It's such a head scratcher that they don't utilize her right. But you could make a case for a lot of these women's wrestlers that don't get the right spotlight. Like I think they had something in Akira Shido, but we don't see her at all. Oh my gosh, who am I thinking of right now? Too is another. I mean, obviously Megan Bain has a presence that you want to make sure you utilize. Athena, my gosh, get her in the mix here. Billy Starks, you have a lot of cool names going, and I didn't even name Harley Cameron in this, and like she's somebody that like you can do a lot with. They got a great deal of talent, women's talent on there. Time to make the most of it. It really is. And I think you can elevate your product if you really just, for lack of a better phrase, go all out with your women's division. Make it feel something special. Make it mean something because you did lose a Jade Cargill. And like you did kind of indirectly, I guess, lose a Stephanie Vacour who wrestled for you once against Mercedes Moné. So it's just like utilize what you have on the roster right now. And part of something that could make AEW feel a little bit more special is striking quickly at the women's division before Evolution hits or before anything else like that goes on. Make this something for people to tune into. All right. That'll do it for me today. Like I promised, I will do an extra episode on Saturday or Sunday for the weekend since I missed yesterday. But if you haven't, be sure to check out the Brass Ring Media Show. Tyler Sage flew solo today, so you can check that out as he talks about the fallout from Dynamite and all that stuff. So give that a check out. He goes on for a good amount of time. So support Tyler. He does a great job. I think he's very, very smart and attuned to the business. So I really like what Tyler does. If you're interested, sign up for the Patreon right over here. Boom. Patreon.com/brassringmedia. And get behind the paywall stuff with Zach Cadorn. I will be doing some stuff there too at some point here. And yes, tune in the Nocturnal Knockout Robert went yesterday, I think, last night. Talked about Rick Derringer, I believe, and some other cool topics that are worthy to hit your earbuds. And this weekend, check out Ashley Mann and the Kick Ash podcast as well. She does awesome work. But I thank you guys for tuning in today. And yes, you will see me tomorrow, Friday. I'll do a new episode of the Hotline. And always remember, you call 1-900-909-9900.